Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Johnny. Johnny is from Phoenix in Arizona in the USA. So let's see what Johnny has to say. Enjoy the interview. Amazing.
How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you, Johnny?
I'm good, good, good. Just recovering from my trip. So
Where were you traveling?
it was Phoenix to Miami, and then Miami to Grand Rapids, Michigan, um, and then Grand Rapids, Michigan to Charlotte, Charlotte to Fort Lauderdale, and then Fort Lauderdale home to Phoenix.
Oh, wow. And how long was the whole journey?
3 days.
2 days? And
Yeah.
and tell me what was the highlight of your trip?
You know what? That I got to work with a fantastic crew. One of my coworkers, I've worked with her before, and she was on a trip. She told me don't drop it, and it's just always nice to work with her. She has a great energy and very positive. And the other two flight attendants that had no idea who they were. Everybody just meshed, had great energy, and I think that reflected on the passengers because they didn't seem so on edge or or mad or So it was a good trip. So
Wow, amazing.
yeah,
Tell me where you from, Johnny.
originally from Southern California,
Okay.
and then I at 18 I actually joined the army,
Wow.
and uh, it's I feel so old when I say this, that I was actually at the Berlin Wall when it came down.
You're at the time over there?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What an interesting thing to share. That's amazing, Johnny.
Yeah.
So tell me
Um,
about the feeling, being there. What's the memory when you think about it?
Gosh, it was I mean, for one, I was scared. But because we were on base, and it just seemed surreal to me that I didn't understand that there were people that were like it was separated and that we had to protect ourselves, from on this side of the wall, and that those people were dangerous, and it's like, well, why, I and being in the military, sometimes you just can't question why. So you have to, but I was still, I'm glad I was on that lines of thinking, so it was really interesting. Then the the call came, and it was like this
Wow.
big happening, and um, the day after we were actually whisked away on a C-130 back to the States.
Wow.
So yeah,
I'm
so yeah,
so glad.
it was
Sorry, carry on.
oh no, just an interesting. Excuse me, it was just an interesting time
Can you
in my
imagine?
life. It just seems like a lifetime ago.
My God, I'm so glad you shared that event in your life, Johnny. My God, what a great moment to, I'm sure when people talk about it, like this event, or when you hear in the streets or anywhere, you go like, I was there. It's
Yeah, yeah,
amazing. Wow.
yeah.
So you're from California and you're the military, and after, so where are you living right now?
I live in Phoenix, Arizona, but I lived in Las Vegas. I was in Vegas for, gosh, 20 years maybe,
Okay.
um, and worked there. I was in the hotel business, um, and I kind of got over it. Um, and I was with a startup airline, with a to be a flight attendant, and I loved it. So when I actually left Vegas to come to Phoenix, actually for a person, and
Oh,
it didn't work out, which is okay because I gained so much. I applied for America West, and and then we merged with U.S. Airways, and then now American. So
Wow.
uh, that was a great journey. I'm glad that I didn't go back to Vegas. I'm glad I made the choice to stay here.
What's the biggest joy of waking up in Phoenix, Arizona every morning?
God, you know what? It would have to be my partner, Steve,
Oh,
that I met him, and that even though it took us probably, I think it was like six, maybe how many years? Oh my God. Steve and I have been together for 16 years, going on 17.
wow,
So up to the time that I met him, you know, uh, that would be just, I wake up every morning and I just thank the
oh,
powers that be, you know?
sweet. Wow. I mean, and he's from Phoenix, Arizona originally.
No, originally, he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and
Wow.
he moved here. Um, gosh, he's been here for like maybe, gosh, 30 years. So, yeah.
Amazing. All right. Okay, John. So during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey. Okay. But before we start the interview, there was a phrase there that got my attention, in your profile. Of course, you are an artist, and it says there, expressing my artist vision, thoughts, and feelings through my eyes. So, what do you mean by that?
Uh, what what I see in the world, what I'm gathering from the information that I meet from people, and my line of work, I meet thousands and thousands of people, and I gather information or inspiration from them, um, where they've been, where they've traveled, uh, bad times, good times, you know. Um, I try to create intuitively.
Mhm.
So every time when go to the canvas or I start sculpting something, um, I just think of everything I've done, and I'm like, hey, how do I want to put this? How do I want to create something that's going to show someone uh, that me meeting them helped me create this, and I would never have done it without a person or that person.
Wow, that's amazing. And for
Thank you.
you, so you have two jobs, or you now right now you just focus on your artist journey?
No, I'm a flight attendant. I've been a flight attendant for 25 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I think to quit right now, it would be kind of getting tackled on the 1 yard line, you know? So
I love it.
um uh I love doing what I do. I love flying.
Wow.
I love doing that. But I do a lot of commission work,
Uh-huh.
um and just the time that I'm not flying, I'm creating something. So
Um,
got involved with the art community here in Phoenix, and it's just taking off from there.
wow. Johnny, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Okay. Oh yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay, you got it.
Let's do it.
Right.
Right before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can take another one, okay?
Okay.
Amazing. First question is, if you could swap jobs with anyone for a week, who that would be and why?
Oh my gosh. I could say the easiest thing would be the president, you know?
Why?
The reasons why I think everybody knows. So, um, but I think in the real world, one job, if, gosh, it would have to be a doctor or nurse.
Wow.
Um, just to actually, you see what they go through, but to actually feel what it is to help someone and save a life, or, you know, combat sickness, just to have that feeling within me.
Wow. And
It's
as you
like,
mentioned as the first about, taking charge of the office, of the USA,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
if you could, of course, I'm sure you would change a lot of things, but what would be the very first thing that you change it that for you it's a necessity, something that needs to be changed straight away, in the not get into politics, but something that you'd change about it, if you could.
Oh gosh. Uh, wow, that's tough. But what would I change? First
What
thing,
the first thing that would come to your mind for you when you see right now happening, go like, you know what, I wish that I would change that straight away.
you know, just peace in the world, I
Good.
think everybody should get along. I think everybody should love. And I know that's pretty far fetched for a lot of people to love, to just unconditionally, and help people. We're in this together. We should live it together.
Totally. I think all of us we are in the same boat navigating through life. I think all of us we need, and I think we deserve to have at least peace. You know what I mean? At least
Uh,
be to have be in a place where we can feel safe for sure.
yes, absolutely.
Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Johnny. Next question for you is: what's the best gift have ever received, and why you consider that?
I would have to say, um, the 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 expression in my little sister's eyes. I donated one of my kidneys to her, and I think that would be it. I think that would be, so just
Wow,
you know, so it's been 35 years. So
that's beautiful,
it's
Johnny. Oh my God. Wow. That's very sweet of you. And do you have a big family?
you know what I do, but my mother passed away when I was 16,
Okay.
which was one of the reasons why I joined the army, because I didn't know what it was like, didn't know what to do, and after my mother passed away, she was like the matriarch of the family, and everybody just like went to the four corners of the earth, and my immediate family, my sister would be my sister, her husband, and her kids, and my dad. That's about it. And of course, Steve and my dogs, our
Oh,
dogs. So
sweet.
yeah, and that's about it. And I think that I create my family around me. And maybe that's why I like flying. You know, so.
Totally. And for you growing up as a gay guy, a gay boy at the time, did you have the support of your family at the time? Was it a bit difficult for you being in the army as well? How was for you if you can walk me through a little bit?
Gosh, it's funny. I don't, my dad never addressed it.
Hmm.
Um, and I never really addressed it when I was a kid. Just one quick thing. My mother, I remember, she was on the couch, and I was like playing with something, a toy, and she looked at me and she goes, Mijo, do you like girls? And I go, yeah, I like girls. And in my mind, I just like, no, not really. I mean, um, but no, never really addressed it, and she never really told him, and then went to the army. And I knew I was gay.
Hmm.
Uh, but it never, I never like acted on it.
Yeah.
There were a couple of experiences in the
Hmm.
army, but it's, you're not talk it's not talked about, and this. And then when I came out, when I left, that was it. I was like, okay, this is who I am.
Oh,
And I kind of felt like a tough guy. Had the shaved head, and everything. I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gay, so what?
wow.
So I think that was my stairs to start lifting
What's the
myself.
what's the biggest joy of being Johnny? What do you like the most about being you?
uh I'd like to think that I'm encouraging,
Hmm.
uh helpful. uh you know I'm not really a Boy Scout, but still, I think that's, uh, and to share my vision, my talent, or something with anyone, yeah, especially kids. So,
Wow, amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it.
okay, okay.
Johnny, before the next question, let's talk a bit more about your art. So tell me, your arts, you do sculptures. Walk me through a little bit more about your arts.
Well, I do it all. I sculpt, I paint.
Hmm.
Um, I'm very like crafty. Uh, I started repurposing cigar boxes as purses, like this one. This is like a
Wow,
so,
amazing.
so yeah, and so just getting cigar boxes and just repurposing them, selling them, giving them away. That's one of my paintings right behind me.
I can see. Wow.
Um, and
I like this face. What's this sculpture? Like a face behind you. It's like a
oh, have you ever seen that movie Black Phone?
I
With Ethan Hawke.
right.
It's
Not sure.
uh it's I'm trying to duplicate. I was duplicating the mask.
I love it. Beautiful.
Thank
Wow.
you, thank you.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Wow. And for you, so so you do your arts like sometimes when you're free and you sell it, you share it on social media. How does work your business?
I do. I actually uh, go to our art fairs, and we have our art district here.
Okay.
I've been in a lot of shows, sold a lot of pieces. Um,
Amazing.
it's so much fun. I'm starting to like build like an Etsy shop,
Okay.
and my website. So I'll but every time I post something or I have a piece, and I'm not saying this to be self-righteous or something, but it sells, you know.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have it now, but and I never duplicate anything.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Incredible.
Everything is always an original piece, and
Wow.
um, if I make a sculpt or some sort of stencil of something, um, it either gets destroyed or I give it to the person that's selling it or buying it, and I'm like, you have all rights to it. You could do whatever you want to it. It's yours.
Wow.
Um, because I feel that once I give something to somebody, um, it's not my piece anymore, but it's a piece of my soul, and it's out there.
Wow. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay, next question is, what has been a major turning point in your life so far and why?
Yeah, it would have to be my diagnosis with I have gout.
What's
Uh,
that?
it's a buildup of uric acid that your body, um, and I'm not sure if it's because I only have one kidney. Um, your body processes uric acid, and what happens is mine doesn't. So I get these. uh, attack episodes where
Mhm.
your joints swell up, and it's really really painful.
Right.
Um, and I lived with that for about 10 years, and just recently, probably last year, um, I was a part of a group that was testing medication, and this one medication that I'm on, I have to go like twice a month for an infusion. It's like 3 hours,
Okay.
and it has totally obliterated just like the uric acid deposits and kind of giving me a fresh start. So
Wow.
that would be my turning point where it's like, wow, you know what? I now I can do what I want to do without having to worry about any type of pain or health issue, you know.
Right.
So that would
Thanks
be
for
it.
sharing.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. I think it's good to talk about the things because you never know. Somebody maybe is going through the same situation, and see someone talking so open about it. It's about helping others, about clarifying things as well. I never heard of it before. You just made my day
Yeah.
now. Learning something new. I think it's amazing. Thanks again for sharing. Thank
Oh,
you.
my pleasure. My pleasure.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, next question for you is, what makes you a unique person?
God, God, what makes me a unique person? I don't know. I think we're all unique, huh? Me, I think I have great intuitive skills. You know,
Mhm.
I can tune into someone, and you know, if they're mad, you know, try and just turn them around. If they're sad, say, you know what, it's going to be okay. Um, I just the ability to talk and laugh. I love to laugh. Of who doesn't, but um, I have a I know I have a photographic memory for movies and quotes and stuff, you know. So I try to put those in, you know, when I'm, you know, if I'm talking to someone, you know, and it kind of builds a uh when you do that to someone and they catch on to it, it creates a commonality.
Wow,
So now we have something in common. You know, let's go for it. Let's build, you know? Kind of like that.
amazing. What's your star sign on astrology? I don't know if you believe in astrology, but what's your star sign?
Taurus.
Taurus. So you are in. Oh, your birthday was just around the corner now.
It is, yeah, May 6th.
Oh my God! And do you
Yeah.
like to celebrate birthdays?
um, yeah, I'll be 57.
Oh my God! Wow! And do you like celebrating birthdays?
You know, I'm not a big yeah, I'm not I used to.
Uh huh.
Uh, but I heard I had seen a quote from Prince. And he said, they asked him, "Do you celebrate birthdays?" And he said, he goes, "No." He goes, "I stopped celebrating birthdays. That's why I look so young."
I love
So,
it. I love it. Tell me something. When you were talking about Steve, your partner, I could see your eyes shining talking about him. So far, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from him?
oh my gosh, patience.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, it would have to be patience and because I could say in the 16 years we've been together, we've had two arguments
Oh,
in our life. And one, when we had the first argument, he shut down. And I, being the person I am, you know, started, well, why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you talking to me? Um, and he wouldn't. And that made me angrier, you know, and so kind of dissolved that. And then the second time we started arguing, he shut down. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I went to my neutral corner, and a couple hours later, I walk into the room and I said, "What's going to be for dinner?" And it's like, "Oh, I don't know." And it was like nothing ever happened.
Amazing.
So,
Wow.
Maisie,
Wow, it's
sorry,
beautiful.
Maisie. I'm
Oh,
sorry, it's my dog.
oh, sweet.
Maisie.
I think it's great to hear that, Johnny. I think relationship it's a maintenance every single day.
Yes,
It's not always flowers, skies. It's there's some storms there as well, and it's healthy. It's good.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I think when you understand each other, when there's respect, when there's understand communication,
Uh-huh.
trust me, it's just the way to go. My God, 16 years is amazing. It's a bless for sure. Wow,
Oh yes.
wow. Okay,
Oh
so
yes, absolutely.
Steve is watching this interview right now and you have a moment and opportunity to send him a message. What would you say? He's watching?
That that I love him, and I thank the universe every day for having our paths cross
Oh.
every day.
And how did your paths cross for the very first time, if you can share?
Oh, we met on a website,
Wow.
and I was actually on a layover in
Uh-huh.
Spokane, Washington. So I went to a Phoenix chat room and just started. We started chatting, and then he decided to call me. And he said, "Oh, you want to meet for dinner or something?" And I said, "Oh yeah." Yeah, I get back from my trip, and he goes, "Where are you at?" I was like, "Well, I'm in Spokane." And he goes, "Why are you in a Phoenix chat room?" I said, "Well, I live in Phoenix. I don't want to meet anybody in Spokane, you know." So after that, we set up a time, met in the middle, and we actually met at Applebee's, sat at the bar, and we talked and talked and talked, and from then on, we were. It was like we were just, you know, I found you. I finally found you. So
Wow. Oh. I could see somebody passing by. I think was him passing by. I could see like someone passing by before.
it was actually, yeah, the mowing the lawn right now.
I see. You okay? Yeah, the dog,
Oh,
everything's okay.
oh yes, 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 everything's great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. Two questions left. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so before the next question, oh my God, being a flight attendant for 25 years, I'm sure you have a lot of stories. I'm sure you could write a book with different situations. So, if you can share, tell me through those 25 years, like a funny situation that for you went like, oh my God, that's so funny, that situation that you're never gonna forget. The second part of the question is, tell me something maybe challenge, or maybe something that for you was like, that was something to remember. And the third part of the question, something scary that happened to this, you know what I mean, during your work or something, of course, if you can share. So tell me those three moments. A funny one, something that went wrong or something that wasn't expecting, and the third one, something dangerous, scary.
Gosh, I think the first one, the funny one, was flying from it was Charlotte to Las Vegas, and this passenger, she kept asking for Cokes, Dr. Peppers. And it was like a 4 hour, 4.5 hour flight. She asked for Cokes, Dr. Peppers, and no alcohol, nothing. And I'm not kidding. I think she asked for like an 8 or 10, and she drank them. So she had our tray table down, and I passed by, and I'm like, what is she doing? And I saw like it, because usually because she can't have nail polish, so she had this stuff like a I don't know, like teeth whitening stuff, and she was whitening her teeth, and I was like, okay, it didn't smell. Like, all right. So she gets off the plane, and I go back to her seat, and I'm not kidding. There is that white stuff all over the seat and the wall.
Oh my God.
So I was like, I guess it's like a bleach or something, or I I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh my God. I go, that chick was like whitening her teeth. And I guess, I don't know. So that was a funny thing.
Wow.
Scary thing was, God, it would be, we actually evacuated an aircraft, um, from Las Vegas. We had to turn back around because our right engine was on fire. And
Oh,
actually opening up the door, uh, and I'll never forget the sound of the slide, what it makes,
wow.
and that would be, at the time, uh, it, it, I just did my job, but after they like whisked us away, I was at home, called my family, I told them I was okay, um,
Mm-hmm.
and they I was watching TV, and I just, out of nowhere, just started crying.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty, it just the emotion,
Wow.
So
When the situation 9/11 happened, where were you? Were you working already in the as a yes? So tell
yeah.
me, where were you at the time when you heard the news? When, if you can talk about it.
Oh yeah. I was there, and I was in my hotel room with my other flight attendant friend, and because we had a long layover, and we had just got in, and well, we like went out the night before. I got in late, and then we went out in New York, and um, came back, and we didn't have to fly until the next day, until the 12th. So we're having our mimosa, and just go to sleep, and the news came on,
Oh my
and
God.
we thought it was a joke, and I can't tell you how sobering it is, to just to hear that. And we're calling the front desk saying, what's happening, and uh you could just feel the chaos in the air.
Mm-hmm.
um I had $60 to my name. My bank account didn't
Wow.
work, our phones didn't work, couldn't contact anyone.
My God.
So we felt like it was like the end of the world, you know
Wow.
so it was pretty scary, and we're stuck there for, I believe, 4 days. We were stuck there,
Wow.
uh, trying to get back home. And the uh, the most surreal thing when leaving New York at that time, when we did leave, we had passengers, and when we were taking off, well, even on the if tarmac, we're taking off, it was just dead silence. Nobody was talking. Everybody was just, you could just feel how, just you couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe like something like this was happening. So,
Wow. So you're based in New York City at the time when the 9/11 happened, and
no, no, I was in Vegas at the time.
are you in Vegas? Oh, I
Yeah,
see. I thought you were
yeah,
in New York City. Okay, I understand. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think was a moment, I remember I was back in Brazil at the time. It was literally that happened in September and 2011 and sorry, 2020, 2001.
one.
In 2002 March, I came to Europe, to Portugal. I lived in Portugal 5 years before moving to England. Now remember, my God, I remember because New York City time zone is the same where I'm from in Brazil. So we are
Okay.
the same time zone. And I remember, like, I was at home, I was living with two friends at the time, and I wasn't watching the news. And suddenly she came to the bedroom and said, William, there's something happened in New York City. There is a plane just crashed and it's a bit, there's nothing, they don't know what's happening right now. And I was like, oh my God, really? I couldn't believe. And I thought it was an accident. And suddenly, when the second one hits, that's when, you know what I mean? We were like, oh my God, something serious happening there right now. Wow. And for sure, I'm sure for you being a flight attendant at the time, Oh my God, I'm sure, your mental health, I'm sure it was all over the place for sure at the
Oh yeah.
time. My God, wow, wow. Okay, my God, look the question which came up right now. You're talking about that, and the question is, what is the scary thing that happened to you?
That would be, I think that would be it. Yeah.
Wow,
I think that would be that the scariest thing that, gosh, yeah, that would be it. Because I felt like it's the only time I ever felt alone, like
hmm,
alone, and okay, what am I gonna do? I
wow,
mean, so like when I was a kid, or even in my heyday, um, living paycheck to paycheck, or you know, you know, couldn't pay the
wow.
bills or something, that didn't matter. Because I knew I could always get through it. But when something like that happens, I just thought, wow, okay.
Course. Wow.
So
Tell me the very first flight that you worked as a professional flight attendant. Do you remember the very first one? Tell me the emotions at the time.
yeah, I that's funny. It was with my friend Dana, and my friend Jennifer. Um, we all they actually worked for an airline before, and it was my first airline. And there was I don't know who the crew member was the last one, but it was our first flight to New York, and we're like, well, I have no idea what I'm doing. What do
Huh?
do you should know? I don't. Do you? I'm like, no. Okay, well, then let's just do it. And that was that. Yeah, that was the first time, and I said, you know what? I I love this. This is great. Just flying across the country, and then, you know,
It's
getting
amazing.
your hotel room, and just you just feel like it just well, it was just a neat career for me. So
Right. And flying, what flying has taught you in your life? What flying or, being a flight attendant, what this journey has taught you?
not to take things so seriously, and not to react
Mm-hmm.
um with you know with haste. It just listen, and just just listen, and just think about what you're going to say.
Wow.
Think about what you're going to do. You know have a plan of some sort.
I
So
see.
yeah.
Beautiful. Last question, ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last question, Johnny. Do you like dancing?
Love it, love it.
Before the last question, I'm going to ask a very tough question for you now. I know you have a lot of piece of arts. I know you created a lot. I know you painted, and I'm sure you have all of them. There is a connection with you. All of them, there is something about you. There is something about your journey. But if you could pick just one for any reason, you go like, you know what? That's the piece of the art piece that I've created that it's close to my heart. It could be for any reason, could be for anything that you go like, even if you don't have it anymore or you sold it, or but one of them that you go like, you know what, this piece of art, I will always remember. If you can pick one.
It would be and I still have it, because I'll never get rid of it. Um, and it's a piece I did for my I was thinking of my dog that he passed away, and it's just my most beloved dog.
Oh,
Um, and it's actually hanging in the hall.
wow.
And it's his name is Henry, but it's an abstract of of the piece, but in the middle is a dog, and I could show it to you.
Please, please, if you
Okay.
may.
It's to explain to it. I think I'd rather let's see, show yeah. So this is it. It's
Wow.
so this is him and just passing through life, and that's how I see all the colors and stuff.
Beautiful, Johnny. Thanks for showing. Thanks for
Thank you.
sharing. Oh, sweet. Very sweet. Wow.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you very much.
And how long did your love dogs live for?
Gosh, we had Henry. Gosh, for I believe 6 years, and they believe that he had like a uh, like a spine
Mm-hmm.
injury. He's a rescue, but they believe he had a spine injury, which caused him a lot of pain, and he just was just we just I couldn't see him suffer. Just to hold him
Okay.
would hurt. So, but he would be my spirit animal. He is just you know my
Do you
heart.
think do you think gonna meet him one day again?
You know, I do. And I would. You know how that's the song, Joan Osborne. Is it Joan Osborne? What if God was one of us? And would you, if you had one question to ask him, what would you ask? Um, Always in my life, I always wanted, before I had my dogs, I always wanted to ask my mother, or like why she killed herself. And it was always something that was like, okay, well, that I'll probably find out. But I
Mhm.
think now the question I would ask God would be, what, how did our dogs feel about us?
Wow.
Okay. So yeah, that's what.
Beautiful. Oh, sweet, John. Very sweet. Okay. Last question is, if you could talk to one historical figure, who that would be and why?
Wow. Historical figure. Oh my God. Um, it, you know, I, gosh, I think aside from like all the obvious uh,
Mm-hmm.
figures, um, I think I would love to talk to Jean-Michel Basquiat, and ask him just to be around him, how he paints and
Wow.
what he's thinking of when he's painting these pieces. Uh,
Wow.
that's what I would I would love to meet him.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, John, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick
Okay.
thinking. Okay, let's start with family,
Roads,
money,
talks.
fear,
I'm sorry?
fear,
Beer, waving, waving,
life,
beautiful.
love.
Uh, Blue, color, just color comes.
I love blue color. I love one of my favorite color is blue. I love it. Um, religion,
Faith,
sex,
fun,
politics,
uh, reading.
friendship.
Gosh, it's so funny. Friendships. I hate to think about it. Gosh, joy, joy.
Desire.
Gosh, fun. I was like, oh, fun comes to my mind. Oh my gosh.
Totally. Regret.
None.
Success.
Uh, Stars.
Wish.
Form.
Happiness.
Wind, I guess.
One word for Phoenix.
Hot.
I knew to say that. I had a few guests here on the show from Phoenix, Arizona, and they go hot. It is very hot here.
Uh, but it's funny if I have to think about it. And I said this to Steve, um, and I shouldn't probably think. Well, is that I've never seen the most beautiful sunsets in Phoenix.
Oh,
Anywhere in the world was it. The most beautiful sunsets.
wow. USA, one word.
Freedom.
One word for your time in the military. When you think about your time over there, if you could define in one word, what that would be?
Learning.
Wow. One word for flight attendant.
That fun. It's fun. Yeah.
And if you could define all your arts in one word, what that would be?
uh Eclectic.
Beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet Steve for a coffee, and I'm going to ask Steve, define Johnny in one positive and one negative word only, what he would say about you.
Gosh, what would you say about me? Oh my gosh, one positive and one negative word.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, positive would be generous. Uh, a negative word would be uh, or jumping to conclusions.
He knows you very well. After 16 years, he master you for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's play now, Johnny, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Johnny, you can ask me a question now.
uh, what is your biggest accomplishment?
My God, what a great question. My God. You know what, Johnny? I'm a kind of person that, you know, the other day I was watching a Brazilian artist back in Brazil, and she said something very interesting. She said, she's a very successful artist. She's an actress, she's a comedian, and she's done a lot of things that, she's well known for that. However, she was talking in an interview the other day, and I love what she said. She said, "We never get there. We're gonna achieve things in life. We're gonna feel successful. We're gonna feel happy. We're gonna feel great. However, there's always something else that you can achieve. There's always something else to improve." And she said, "We never get there." And I kept that in my mind, and she's so right about that. I believe that there's always something. Sometimes you do, for example, you're an artist, you do your arts, you create arts, but I'm sure in your brains, like, I can always create something else. I can always create, you know what I mean? Something that never stops. Back to your question, you know what? I think, I left Brazil when I was 19-year-old on my own. I left my mom, my family. My God, when I look back, I was 19. I was like, my God, how was possible for me to do that? You know what I mean? And when I look back, I even get scared about it. But, something about me, I've always been very adventurous, I had this willpower, that's always been I was very curious. Still, I'm very curious about life, about people, about everything. And my mom, she knew it that one day I would go, because I remember as a child on my school vacation, school holidays, I was asking my dad, if I could work. And you're like, no, you are young, you cannot work right now. I said, no, I want to do something. I want to work. I want to learn. So they never let me. And they knew that one point when I reach an adult age, I would just fly somewhere. I would go somewhere, because I always had this personality. And they always trust me, always. So I would say one of the biggest achievements in my life, it was leaving Brazil at 19-year-old on my own, full of dreams, full of, you know what I mean? Like, my God, when I look back, I was like, wow, it wasn't easy, but at the same time as well, you know what I mean? I've been enjoying every single bit of it, Johnny. I think life, there's a lot to learn. Life, there's a lot to teach us. and I've been very grateful for life because life has, has showed me so many things in life, has protected me so much as well. I remember before I left Brazil when I was very young, I remember I went to this gentleman. Those people, they read hands or they have the cards. And
Yeah.
he said something that I never forget. He said something to me, he said, William, I was already thinking about, going somewhere where I could speak English, I could learn, I could improve myself. And he said something that I never forget. He said, one day you go, I can see your future somewhere very far away from here. And I remember he was saying that, and he said, but there one thing important, you're gonna meet people in your life that they're gonna help you a lot. Not just like mentally, you're gonna have people in your life that they're gonna cross your path, that they're gonna be very, let's say, helpful somehow. Johnny, he was so right about that. If I could tell you so many friends in my life that crossed my path and they are in my life, I call them angels because they are more than friends. They meant to be in my life. And this gentleman, when he said that, something that stuck to my head, and he was so right. So yeah, back to your question. I'm getting excited talking about this journey, but
Okay.
I believe that for me, the biggest achievement is about believing in myself. Okay, that's the right thing to say. Believe in myself. As a young age, I knew I could do it. I say that it looks like something beautiful, but not. You know what I mean? I've been for some
Uh-huh.
challenges. I've been for some beautiful points, and I'm grateful for everything because I think I've been very grateful. All this journey I've been going in my life, I think prepared myself to be here, for example, doing the show,
Yes.
sharing experiences, listen to people talking about their experience as well. So yes, my answer to you is believe in myself. And one of the biggest achievements in my life, when I think about that, it's about living Brazil on my own and across the world, you know what I mean? Like chasing a dream, chasing something that I even didn't know what was, but I
Uh-huh.
knew that I just had the feeling that I knew I should go. So yeah, that's my answer for you for sure.
Well, I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you made that decision because I believe that people cross our paths for a reason.
Totally.
And the that decision, I with all the people that you've spoken to, and I've seen them, I was like, oh my gosh, these people on the other side of the world. You just don't know, um,
Totally. Yeah.
and how it's a lot that you have in common,
No,
and
so
you bring me into this mix, and I'm such a better person for
totally,
it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you for contacting me. And I wanted to
totally.
ask you, how did you, like, when you came across uh
People ask me that a lot, and so interesting that I love that this question because people they ask me a lot. How did you find me? Why did you want to interview me? So I love this question because the thing is when because I'm talking to people online on social media, and sometimes there's connection because it shows feeds like profile from other people that maybe I
uh,
can talk to. Then there's always a connection there, and the answer is very simple. I don't look into much into the profile. Just check if it's not fake because there are some fake profiles.
yes.
And I just fire the question. If the people say yes, great. If they say no, great as well. Just didn't. It just not meant to be. And
Okay.
so yeah, there's no criteria. You know what I mean, John? I just believe everyone has a story to tell. Everyone there is something interesting to share. My God, you shared so many stories. My God, you've been in Berlin in the wall, on the wall was like you know going down. My God, can you imagine? See how many interesting stories we have to share. So
Yes.
that's the whole magic of the show. I just invite the random people. If it happens, it's fine. You know what I mean? If they say no, it's not for them or it didn't meant to be, and it's okay as well. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate for you to be able to accept my invitation. And you've been so sweet, so kind. And since when I approach you on social media, you've been replying. So thanks again for taking the time. Thanks for you just made memories right now.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do. I really do appreciate it. Um,
Yeah.
oh, I was when you had emailed me, you asked like if I wanted to share a quote.
Yes, please. If you can share a quote, something that you live by, something positive, if you could share before we finish.
I always say this to everybody now, be present and have presence.
Oh,
You know, if you're not out there, you don't exist.
oh,
So
cool.
thank you for showing people that I exist. So
Totally. I
I
like that.
appreciate it.
That's amazing, Johnny. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. Love it.
My pleasure.
Regards to Stephen, regards to your friends and family, and you keep in touch. It
Thank
was a
you.
pleasure to have you on the show, okay? Take care.
You
Enjoy
as
your
well. Thank you.
Take
Thank you.
care.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one, William. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.